To consider the operations strategy, we have to first think about the operations manager's objectives. And there are internal and external objectives. First, we're going to think about the external objectives. These are what the customer cares about. The customer, they are on the outside of the company looking in, whereas internal objectives, which we'll cover in a second, are from the business owner's perspective. Now, I think really there are 5 core external objectives for an operations manager: quality, delivery, flexibility, service, and cost. Now first, quality. Quality is doing the right thing to a standard, doing what we said we would do, be that a product or a service, and it could either be to a minimum standard, good enough, or somewhere higher on the spectrum. There is no perfect quality. You can always offer higher quality, so someone has to set the pass mark or the target. Delivery. Delivery means delivering the product or the service on time, quickly, and also the range of distribution options that we can offer to our clients. It can also cover more than just selling the products. It could be a new product development and the speed. But I suppose delivery really covers the time aspects of the operations. Now next up is flexibility. This is about giving our customers options. Not only a range of options of the service or product, how they might be able to customize exactly what they would like, and how quickly we as a business can adapt to those demands. Fourth is service. Service is about being responsive to the customer, about the customer coming away from an interaction with a good feeling, enjoying the interaction and feeling that you've paid attention to them, that they've received a level of individual treatment if possible. And finally, cost. Everything can be done for a cost. But the challenge of an operations manager, of course, is to deliver all those things we've talked about that the customer does want, whilst keeping the cost as low as possible, or at least being cost competitive. So in summary, we could say the external objectives of an operations manager are to get the right product to the right place at the right time at the right price. Okay then, now for the internal objectives. These are what the owners of our business care about in the operations, from the operations of the business. Now, first of all, they want more output, more happy customers, if and when there is the demand, of course. Secondly, they want to minimise the operating expense, to minimise the money they have to spend, the business has to spend on raw materials, etc., that are used to generate that output. Thirdly, they want to minimise the working capital and investment in the business. This is the money tied up in things like equipment, the building, inventory, that allows us to generate that output. Fourthly, to maximise flexibility, the operational options, the ability to scale up and scale down capacity, the flexibility of the labour that you're tied into, and the flexibility of other commitments, for example, to your suppliers or to your customers. And finally, to minimise risk. This is about legislation compliance and health and safety, anything that could cause a problem to go back up the chain to the senior managers or owners and give them a liability. So, if we summarise that, the internal objectives that we get as operations managers from the business owners, what they want from the operations is high output with low cost, with low investment, lots of flexibility and low risk. Easy.